Hello, Miner fans. Thank you so much for your patience through our technical errors. As you can see, we are in the bottom of the first now. Your Miners are coming up to bat, and it's a very different looking Miners team today. You've gotten used to a lot of different names, but today we have our squad at full strength for the first time this season. Everybody's here that's going to be here for the full season, and Tyler Wilson is going to be leading off today with a nice hit there. It's not going to drop, though. What an incredible grab out there in left field by Owen Christie. But for the rest of your Miners batting rotation today, Casey Rother, one of the fan favorites in the two-hole. Nick Sorelli, the power batter in 3. New catcher coming in today, Tyler Rando out of Gonzaga. 43 is his number, and he is sitting in the cleanup role. Aaron Walters is your DH for today. He is another new name. Mike Ferreira in the 6th hole. Jared Sweeney in the 7, Jordan Williams, another new name in the 8 hole, and David Bermudez, newer, but not quite as new as some of his other counterparts.
Yeah, David Bermudez is quite old compared to who's in the lineup today.
And that one is going to be ball 2, taken by Casey Rother. In the first inning, what we missed was a ground out, a fly out, one single hit, and that one belongs to Andrew Soika, and then a strikeout looking by Dylan Ditzenberg, as that one is going to be a hit there by Casey Rother, and keeping it going, honestly.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Rother, right back where it came from, back up the shoot, 2-0 looking fastball, got it.
And now you're going to see Nick Sorelli coming up to the plate. Sorelli still tied for the lead in the ABL with 2 home runs. Has not hit one in a couple of games, but it's hard to get those over the wall every time you play at Herman Brothers Field, especially with such a high fence.
Sorelli taking ball 1 there. Yeah, Sorelli in the 3-hole today. This lineup's so much different than what we've seen really the entire year, especially with the 3 new add-ins. Ricky Nunez is also unavailable today, according to manager Tyler LeBrun. He is nursing some kind of injury. Mike Ferreira back in the lineup after an illness sidelined him for a few games.
And that is definitely the decision of the trainer themselves. Nunez, of course, being tough as nails and always wanted to be able to play. Sorelli takes a big hack on that one. Not going to make any contact, though. We are recognizing all of our military service here today at the park. Of course, we had some of Alaska's own Air Force throwing out the first pitches today. So that one's going to be a nice solid contact again. Soika, though, the speedster out in right field, is going to take that one that way. Rother was ready to run all the way to second after he heard a nice crack of the bat, but not to be done with the ball hawk out there in right field.
Yeah, they're hitting Luke Yasinich, the starter for the Oilers, pretty well so far. The defensive alignment for the Oilers, left to right in the outfield. In left field, it's Owen Christie. Center field, Dylan Ditzenberger. Right field, Andrew Soika. Infield, left to right. At third, Henry Novicki. Shortstop, John Olmstead. Second base, Trevor Antonsen. First base is John Hanley. Pitcher-catcher battery is Grant Ruzma and Luke Yasinich.
And at the plate right now, we have a newbie to the Miners. That is going to be new catcher Tyler Rando. And the one description that skipper Tyler LeBrun gave me before the game when I was watching him at BP was, this kid can rake, can he? And let me tell you, he can. When he makes contact, it makes that Sorelli Rother sound where you know it's going to go far.
Having some faith in him. Putting in the new guy into the 4-hole in the lineup.
Got to prove it here. That one's going to be taken for a strike. That's the first strike of this at-bat. Now standing at a 2-1.
Aaron Walters, who's played for the Miners in 2018 and 2019, would be on deck.
I guess that does technically make him the longest tenured Miner.
Yeah.
In terms of actual time, but new here as he's just coming off of a loss in an elimination from his college tournament. That one's going to be taken high, and Rando doesn't need to show off the big bat in his first at-bat, instead showing off a solid eye at the plate, taking a walk there and moving Rother into scoring position. And welcome to the team, Aaron Walters. No pressure in your first at-bat, but you better bring a man home.
First and second here, 2 away. Walters, a Division II All-American this year at Angelo State, put up gaudy numbers, near 500 batting average with power.
And he was one of those names we were always excited to watch him get out here, because the more you watch him at Angelo State, and same thing goes with Jordan Williams, the more you recognize these guys are going to add a whole lot of scoring potential to the Miners offense. Walter's just one of those people that he seems to do it all. He can even play some catcher. Now that they have Rando, it doesn't seem like he's necessarily going to need to fall into that role. But if they need him and one of the pitchers is comfortable with him, there's no reason he can't slide there as well.
Yakinich falls behind him here 2-0.
Yakinich seems to be all over the plate, but not in the strike zone. 3-0 count now.
Yeah, Yakinich really struggling with command here in the first inning. He's over 20 pitches now for the inning. And 3-0 on Walters. The end is not really in sight.
And this could be a chance to load up the bases. Had one man on with 2 outs, about to load them up with another poor pitch here. And that's exactly what he does. Walters just takes it confidently.
The 2 new guys getting on base with walks, and now Mike Ferreira, fresh off the bench after being sidelined with an illness. I believe since Thursday. Tyler LeBrun, the manager for the Miners, had it. Ferreira got it around Thursday, and he's been sick for the last number of days. So back in the lineup, first at bat, he has a chance to get the Miners on the board. And last time these 2 teams played, the Miners got on the board with 1 run in the first inning on a Casey Rother 2-out solo home run. So we'll see if they can continue the trend here. Luke Yakinich, the pitcher on the mound, was actually the pitcher on the mound last time for the Oilers too when he gave up that solo home run.
Definitely seems like history might be rewriting itself here. Ferreira hoping to be in the better positions. That one almost hits him in the head, just barely scoots over that time.
Yeah, Ferreira probably looking for at least 1 strike over the plate before he starts swinging, but he's got a big bat. We'll see.
As that one's going to be ball 2 again. Continues to be 6 straight taken now. More considering you into Rando's at bat.
8 straight.
Finally breaks the streak there with a strike on the inside of the black. Could have been a debatable call, but when you've had 8 straight, anything you're going your way seems like it's going to be a huge break. Get some solid contact there. Welcome back, Mike Ferreira. AC might bring around 2, and he is hustling. Rando comes across the plate as well. That's going to be a single 2-run RBI. Mike Ferreira, he was absolutely dying for a hit for the longest time, and there you go, sir. Welcome back to the Miners lineup.
Yeah, Mike Ferreira doing a good job there on a 2-1 pitch. Didn't try to do too much with it. Went the opposite way. Hard ground ball, but way too hard for Antonsen to go over and make a play. And the Miners up 2-0. Still have a chance at more. Jared Sweeney coming up.
Even more special, that's your first hit as a Miner, Mike Ferreira.
Yeah, he had the walk-off sac fly in his last game on Tuesday. The Miners' first win of the year, so probably good for him to get his first hit.
As this one seems like he had solid contact on that one, but just gets the edge of the bat and it's going to fly left into foul ground. Now he's going to get another chance at it here, now in a very light hole, is what I would like to say.
0-1. Sweeney batting from the left side. Switch hitter against the right-hander, Yakinich.
Yakinich just checking on Ferreira over there. Said, hey, you ruined my chance to get out of this jam, dude. Just calm down over on the bag.
Walters over at third. Ferreira sits at first. Sweeney at the plate. Jordan Williams on deck.
Looking up and down, Sweeney taking another swing, and this one's going to pop up, forcing Christie to move back in left field, but he brings it in, ignores the sun out today, and ends the inning, only allowing 2 Miners strike early, draw blood first in this one, already taking a 2-0 lead now. And how about that start from some newbies in the Miners and a first hit for a vet? We will be right back with your second inning of action in just Welcome. They take an early lead in this one against the Peninsula Oilers. Willie Johnston, it's Willie Day again here for the Miners.
Back out for a second inning of work.
Was a very quick and efficient first inning. Did allow the single hit, but no damage to come from it. Couldn't even bring the man to second base. This one going to be swung on again. Rother is going to grab it. Just barely snuck over the head of Sorelli. Made a nice jumped attempt there, but wasn't quite getting the air enough. There's no air Sorelli on this squad.
Yeah, that was just a little floater out into right field.
Do want to take the time to remind everybody that is out here, no smoking or vapor cigarettes, tobacco in the ballpark. It is a smoke and tobacco free zone. Alaska's fair property. No going under or around the fence, because that would be trespassing. And remember to always recycle to keep this beautiful park and beautiful field clean. And it's really coming along. A lot of the grass seems to be coming back to life here at Herman Brothers Field, thanks to a bit of rainfall and a lot of this sun that we're getting today. It's a bit hot up here in the booth, but it's got to be a gorgeous day.
No lies on that sun. It is, for Alaska, it is hot.
Getting a heat wave all across the U.S. right now, but can't complain. It's summertime for a reason. It's always better with some solid baseball, as Johnston's going to get a nice strike on the outside of the zone, freezes him up at the plate, doesn't even take a chance at it, as that one is going to be Bryce Marsh.
Bryce Marsh from Pfeiffer University, 289, 7 home runs this spring at Pfeiffer, which is in North Carolina.
Marsh, last time these two teams played, had 3 at-bats, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout, and 1 walk to his name. The other 2 were strikeouts, so he was pretty much all over the 3 natural outcomes, whether it's hit, strikeout, or walk, as that one goes for a pickoff and causes Sorelli to take a knee. Luckily, he didn't let it get by him and give up a base there.
0-2, rather, on Bryce Marsh. Lefty on lefty matchup.
Johnston looking for his second punch out. That one's going to go a bit outside. Nice job by Rando. At least try and sell it on the inside. Not really leaning too much to his left, but it's going to be called for ball 1. Interesting that Johnston decided, I want to go with Rando for my next game play. They are always given the choice by skipper Tyler LeBrun who they want to go with as their catcher, as that one's going to be taken looking strikeout, and that is going to be the first out of this inning.
Yeah, second strikeout of the game there for Will Johnston, just using that overhand breaking ball, getting it to, objection by Bryce Marsh.
But as I was saying, he knew that Rando only got in about 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And decided, I want to at least get comfortable with him enough over Thompson or Nakamura. Nakamura actually out today with illness, but Thompson's been a very reliable catcher, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Johnson wants to be able to have confidence in both catchers, so it doesn't really surprise me that much that he wants to go with Rando today. I'm sure Tyler LeBrun wanted to get Rando in the lineup as well.
Already seems to pay off, as Rando's already recorded a run as a minor, as that one's going to be taken for ball 1 after the first one was a strike.
Don't know where that one missed. Johnson's overhand breaking ball right now is really fluttering on the corners.
Miners have dealt with some small strike zones in the past few games, but that one's going to be whiffed and strike as that one slips by Sorelli, runs ahead of him. Luckily, he had to slide back in the first place. John Hanley slid back into first just to avoid getting picked off by Rando. Didn't realize it would have given him the chance to probably steal second, but there is that strong arm of Casey Rother behind him in right field.
Miners middle infield shaded back up for the double play. Corner over at third, Sweeney pretty tight. Outfield fairly deep.
That one's going to have some contact on it, but only to go foul. Johnston, last time he pitched 4 2/3 of an inning, finished with a 9.64 ERA, allowing 8 hits and 5 earned runs, 6 runs in total. Not his best outing, but one in which there was plenty of action, and the one where actually led to the Miners' first win of the season. Going down early just to come back with that 6-run inning. That one's going to be hit off again. Not going to go very far, though. And it's only a foul.
Still 1
Again.
and 2 here on Grant Rusma. Or Rosma.
You were right the first time.
Rusma. Grant Rusma.
It's going to be a high shot there. Nice recovery and even attempted to throw him out at first. Hanley got back, but what an absolute dart that time by Rando.
Yeah, Rando has a quick little arm over to first base. Same with Sam Thompson. They both have decent defensive pedigrees.
Actually, you're both wrong. It's Rosema. I just
Rosema.
remembered. Here again by Johnston. Gonna get some contact on that. Maybe going for a double play. Gets the one. Can't get two. As Sorelli can't fully bring that one into his body. Tried to push his glove against his chest, but can't quite get that out. Gonna have one on, but one out at second. Rosema gonna make his way to the first base. And that is going to bring up Owen Christie, the left fielder that brought the Miners' first inning to an end when he caught off of Jared Sweeney.
2 outs. Yeah, that was a nice play by Bermudez, the shortstop, on a slowly hit ball, picking that up, throwing that off balance to the new second baseman, Jordan Williams, to at least get the force out.
Bermudez has definitely seemed to come along as almost a defensive leader for this squad, something a shortstop is almost always essential for, but he recognizes shifts in the way that batters seem to be pulling or pushing their hits a lot, and that's led to a lot more defensive prowess for the Miners, as that one's taken on the inside for strike one. Nice fastball there. Get rid of a front door attack from Will Johnston.
Yeah, Johnston really has been able to pound the strike zone. He had some control problems in his first start against the Bucks last Tuesday. So there's a fastball, strike two. So Johnston now ahead in the count.
That he did. 6 walks in his first start, but definitely looking much stronger here. I will knock on wood right next to me just to make sure, but there is 2 Ks to the ledger so far. 0 walks for Will Johnston, and sitting in a solid position to make it 3 strikeouts, as that one's going to pop up. Casey Rother over to his right into foul ground. Going to put that one away. End the inning. No damage done. Nice work regulating the base path. And Will Johnston records another strikeout to his name on the day. Miners hoping to take an even larger lead and continue in the bottom of the second. They are going to be right back up to bat after a short break here at Herman Brothers Field. Welcome back to Miners Baseball. Here at the park, we got the Wheelbarrow of Booze raffle. Ticket is in the beer shack. They're selling tickets and quilts. And don't forget, the 2019 quilt tickers are in the merchandise shack.
Yeah, if you haven't been down to Herman Brothers Field yet this year, highly encourage you to come down. Always a good time at the park. Tonight was actually free admission for a military appreciation night. They have tons of just giveaways and different nights throughout the entire year. It's a good time down at the yard, so if you enjoy baseball or just being outside, really, come down to the park. I mean, it's a good time. Good baseball team you got here in Palmer this year.
Definitely looking stronger as the year goes on. Looked strong in that first inning, hoping to keep it going here, as that one's going to be high for a ball. Also, free admission here today, as despite the brutal sun beaming down, We got a huge crowd here at Herman Brothers Field. Everybody seems to come out when there's free baseball.
Yeah, and I mean it's a perfect night, obviously for Alaska. I'm from Michigan. I'm used to 90, 95 degrees sometimes in the summer, but here it's a warm 75.
75 don't feel like 75 in Alaska.
No, it's been cold here.
That time it's going to come from Jordan Williams, flips it under, and that's going to record the first out in this one as Trevor Antonsen just flips it over to John Hanley at first. Showed off some wheels on that one too. Williams was really trying to fly. He didn't want to be the only newbie to not get on base, and he was close to making it happen.
David Bermudez coming to the plate now. Bermudez has had his fair share of struggles at the plate, but the one thing that he has not struggled with is the bat. He's been very, very good with the bat this year, or with
defense.
With his glove. With his glove, correct me. He's 0 for 12 so far in the year. He's had some hard contact, just still looking for that elusive first hit.
Whew, that one.
He almost got hit himself there.
That one almost gave him a skid mark on the face.
Yeah.
Bermudez is definitely going to take a ball on that one. That one's going to count as a strike. Was hoping to keep it going and make it a longer count, as he's really struggled so far today on the mound. And instead, he's going to fly
to the right
one
field.
Out to the right field, and that seems to be where most of his balls go. When he makes contact, it at least goes deep, but it never seems to find any open grass in the outfield.
2 away. Back to the top of the order. Tyler Wilson to the plate now. Tyler absolutely stung one into left field. First batter of the game, but Owen Christie coming on made a great diving catch in left center.
As that one going to be pitched away. And now it's going to be ball 1 to start this at-bat. 2 outs already for the Miners. That one's going to be ball 2.
Yeah, Wilson looking to get aboard. He's been another bat that's struggled, at least in the batting average category, but he's been hitting rockets all over the field. I mean, there's no question. When he makes contact, it goes places hard. It goes 3-0 now on Tyler Wilson, who is on the year hitting 143. He's got 2 hits and 14 at-bats.
And honestly, this is extremely surprising to see the lack of control from Yasinich, considering the 5 innings he had pitched before today, only 1 walk, and no earned runs allowed.
As there's Tyler Wilson's 3rd hit of the year.
Tell you what, you add some new players, you really rejuvenate this offense. It looks like an entirely different team. They really struggled to put together any kind of semblance of an offense against the Glacier Pilots until the final inning, after Waylon Payne struck him some lightning.
Well, yeah, to piggyback on that point, I mean, bringing in new guys is obviously going to mean somebody's going to the bench. I mean, with Walters, the new catcher in Rando, and Jordan Williams, guys are going to the bench, but I think it's almost a good thing because it creates a competitive fire, almost. It makes you want it that much harder, and you have to go that much harder in order to earn playing time. So hopefully it's a positive response for the rest of the group because they knew they were coming at some point, so...
Nothing really gets you going like not wanting to sit on that bench. Casey Rother definitely doesn't want to find himself there, and he's really created a statement that he's probably never going to be sent there if he continues to bat the way he does.
Yeah, with the way Casey Rother's hitting, I don't think you can even give him an off day at this point. I mean, he is scalding everything.
He always seems to be on base. As he hits another one, this one looks like it's going to be a blooper. And that one's going to fly down. Tyler Wilson, he's got some wheels. He might be heading home. He's being brought home by Casey Sherman, and he's going to come home. How about another run for the Miners?
2-run, or rather RBI double there for Casey Rother. Literally, I must have just reverse jinxed it right away. Hard hit ball to the gap.
Speak it into existence, Reese.
So Casey Rother with his first RBI of the day, his 2nd hit. He's got a single and a double. Wilson comes around to score.
And just when they thought they were going to get out of this inning with 2 outs, Wilson and Rother back-to-back put a run across the plate. Now Nick Sorelli, if you think you were getting done with the heavy part of the lineup just because of those two, you should look away from Nick Sorelli. Sorelli boasting a .304 batting average coming into this game. Already had 7 hits. 2 of those went over walls. As that one's going to be taken outside for ball one, evening up the count at 1-1.
Yeah, it's good to see the Miners producing offense today. It was really a struggle on Saturday against the Glacier Pilots, but a day off kind of rejuvenated this offense.
And that one's going to be a bit of a breaking ball on him. Sorelli swings over that one. Going to be strike two now. Nick Sorelli staring at a 1-2. Also managed to get a hit in the last time these two teams faced off. So Sorelli knows how to put barrel to ball when it comes to facing off against the Oilers. Chance for a strikeout, and he gets that one. Nick Sorelli swings big, and sometimes you miss big. But that time, could not make any contact. Miners still score one off of an RBI double from Casey Rother. We're going to be back with the top of the third inning as the Miners are continuing. Hello everybody, thank you so much for those who stuck around through that long technical difficulties. Restarting the Wi-Fi is a bit hard in the middle of the game, but we are back here, and as you can see from your updated scores, in case you hadn't caught it over on the radio already, your Miners are looking hot today. Last inning in the fifth was the first inning they haven't scored in a long time. These Miners are looking good, and a lot of that contribution is coming from these new players. And of course, the ever-consistent Casey Rother. But what's really been impressive, Will Johnston been really all over this other team. In the top of that last fifth inning, he was nearly out of it with 3 strikeouts, but just couldn't quite get the calls he wanted from the home plate umpire. But he's still out there. He's absolutely dominating in his second start right now for the Miners. And he's looked just increasingly in control, as that one's going to be a bit low. But honestly, if you're the GM, Pete Christopher, if you're the skipper, Tyler LeBrun, you can't have a whole lot to complain about so far from this team. Maybe besides that one little headache of that blooper going into right field. But this team has looked solid, and they've had contributors from top to bottom. Rother already has 3 hits. Walters got on with a walk and got his first single. Jordan Williams got on as well with his own single. It did not take long for these guys to translate into this lineup well. And right now they are just looking to hold on to that lead as we are sitting here in the top of the 6th. That one's going to be called a strike. Since we had a bit of time off too, we'll make a bit of a catch-up during the middle of the inning for a few brief announcements, as this one looks like it's going to fall into the glove of Tyler Wilson out there in center field. Wilson's also been incredible on the defensive side. Only been a shot here or there, usually only getting on with walks today when it comes to the Oilers. Johnston looking to get out of another inning, keep it scoreless. At this rate, he could go for a complete game if they really wanted to preserve his arm, though. He's already done plenty to earn this win. But that one's going to be called a ball on the outside, a bit of a breaking ball there. But not going to go the way the home plate umpire wants. He's definitely been dealing with a bit of a tight strike zone, but he's still been delivering all over the black so far in this one. It's been a real display. Johnston gets a bit of action to start around, but won't go all the way around. That one's going to be called just a check swing and ball 2. And Johnson looking at a 2-0 count. Has a man on first as well. He's going to deliver that one right down the heart of the zone. That one's going to be the first strike of this at-bat. We got Dylan Ditzenberger, their center fielder, a real speedster, standing over there on first base right now for the Oilers, but he's not Andrew Soika. Soika is also probably even faster, but more of a ball hawk. That one's going to force Hanley to back
Marsh.
up. Or Marsh, correct.
Yeah, Bryce, in this game, Bryce Marsh has struck out and singled, but while we were at break, Will Johnston has been just dominant. 7 strikeouts as we are 1 away from getting out of the 6th, but his breaking balls have been on the money today, just painting corners, and he's been able to use the fastball to raise eye level.
Looking to make it 8 as he can get back in this count. Marsh is going to send that one over to left field. Ferreira, it's going to fall fair, and Ferreira can't glove it as well. Luckily for him, he is not going to be too aggressive, as Dylan Ditzenberger honestly could have had a chance to go home had he seen faster that Ferreira didn't grab the ball his first pass. But now they have the chance to continue the shutout. Still 2 outs in the inning, but now 2 runners in scoring position. Honestly been the most threatening spot that the Miners have had to face so far today.
Yeah, 2nd and 3rd now, as now Tyler LeBrun will take a trot out to the mound. J.R. Dwyer is no longer with the club, so LeBrun takes over pitching coach duties, and we'll see now if he leaves Johnston out there or decides to go to a reliever. Miners have a little bit of action, mostly stretching. They're going to stick with Johnston here. LeBrun just out there to talk to his manager. Yeah, J.R. Dwyer is no longer with the club. There will be a new coach in on Wednesday. Bubba Walters, which is actually Aaron Walters' father, will be in. He is hired as an assistant coach. He'll be here on Wednesday. Like I said, he'll cover a lot of the stuff that hitters do.
And Aaron already leaving a huge impression on this home crowd with the performance he's been giving. Already a bit acclimated with the area, playing here in 2018.
And 2019 as well.
So if there's one family that already seems like they have some investment up here in the Palmer-Wasilla Valley, it's definitely the Walters.
He's walked and singled today, also scored a run. But the story of the day, for those who missed it, as we went to break, Casey Rother was already raking. Now he's up to 3 for 3. He's got a double, 2 RBIs. He's been all over the bases today, making solid contact everywhere. It's loud. His bat just makes a different noise than most guys.
And as we're at this break, we want to take the time for a brief announcement. The Alaska Railroad would like to remind our friends and neighbors, wherever you see railroad tracks, always expect a train. To stay safe around trains and tracks, look, listen, and live. Back at the bottom of the 2nd, we missed the chance to bring up Mugshot Saloon, Palmer Bar, and Panhandle Bar, and Tudor Bingo, your official sponsors of the Matsu Miners pull tabs and gaming license usage, and the Nugget Booster Club, a gaming sponsor, Big Valley Bingo. As we get ready for what could be Johnson's most important batter face of this game, as he gets an early swing on that one.
Yeah, Grant Rosema coming to the plate. Grant grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd and flew out to center in the 4th. Miners with 7 hits, 5 runs. Oilers have 6 hits, but haven't been able to get on the board yet.
And Johnson really testing how aggressive Rosema's going to be. Definitely seemed like he was trying to swing for it all with one swing on an ambush tactic, but clever use of the breaking ball there as he got him on a very early swing. That time took it a bit low. He's going to get a low contact here. Johnston looking to get his own out and end the inning as he throws it over to Nick Sorelli, and that one is going to put them away. Welcome back, Miners fans, to some nice, clean defensive Miner action, and we'll be back with some more bats, and hopefully you guys get to see some to make up for the few that we could not cover. We'll be back in just a short bit after a break. Welcome back to Miners Baseball. We are back here with a beautiful day of baseball. As always, up here, it's always sunny. It's almost always gorgeous. Today it's extra hot. Jared Sweeney is going to be the first Miner you see back at the plate right now. Sweeney having a fairly moderate day as he takes a big hack on that one, gets a little contact, but it still goes back. He's flown out to left field twice. He's seeing the ball fairly well and getting some solid contact, just can't seem to drive it to where there aren't any defenders. As he does see that one well enough to take a ball on the inside, making a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Sweeney's hit the ball really hard both times, just right at the left fielder.
Sweeney did come into today with 3 hits, as that one was just a bit of a ricochet all over the place. It is going to be a strike.
Looking at the ABL standings coming into today, the Miners sit at 4-3, good for second place. Glacier Pilots in first, 5-2. Chugiak Chinooks at 5-4.
And Sweeney thought he was going to have the chance to take another ball there, lean back a bit, but that's going to be a beautiful pitch on the inside of the black. Just got him absolutely staring at it. Nothing else he could really do. What a pitch on that one. Alex Weigel did come in to replace Yasinich. Yasinich really seemed to struggle in today's game. He already gave up all 5 of those runs, and there was nothing he could really do. It was the total turnaround from his first showing in this season. That one's going to be a ball for sure on the inside of Jordan Williams. Williams got a single in his last at-bat. Looking to make it 2 for 3 as he's able to line that one right over the shortstop's head. Nothing he could absolutely do there. John Olmstead just could sit back and watch as that one skied over him. Man, these Angelo State boys sure can hit.
Yeah, Jordan Williams' second hit of the game.
Now that's going to bring up David Bermudez. Bermudez, we all know him for the glove. He seems to be establishing a bit of a reputation for flying out to center field and right field right now. Not necessarily the reputation you want with a bat in your hands right now, but a sac fly is always valued if you have a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, no doubt on that.
Right now, really looking to advance him towards scoring position, though. That one's going to be flied right down towards Olmstead, flips it over, and that one's going to be a successful double play. And that was quite the quick turnaround. Right after the shot over Olmstead, he makes the turnaround to make it a 6-4-3 double play, getting them out of the inning. And now the Miners are going to be put back on the mound and on defense. As we go to the top of the 7th, the Miners still holding a 5-0 lead, and not too much of a lead in the hit columns, 8-6. But right now, that's all that matters is those runs that have come across the home plate. We'll be right back with some more action after a brief break. Welcome back, Miners faithful, as we have a new pitcher on the mound, and that's going to be Joe Williams getting another chance at it. Couldn't play in the last game he was expected to with a little bit of tightness, but the Pomona pitcher is going to get his chance here and try that. As we get ready here, Williams getting ready to face his first batter in this one. It's going to be a pinch hitter, actually. Ben Grunberg going to be given his first at-bat of the game for the Oilers, just looking to spark anything. Miners know that feeling as they had to put in a pinch hitter in the last time. Waylon Payne not seeing an appearance in this one, but he really got them going in that last inning. Just a bit too late for a comeback as he sees a bit of a rainbow curveball from Joe Williams on that one. A bit too low, though, for the home umpire's liking.
Yeah, Joe Williams, 1.80 ERA, just 1 run allowed in 5 innings. He's been really good for them, actually. He's allowed 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned, walked 4, but he has struck out 5.
Be another ball on the last pitch as well. Williams looking to get back in the count now, but can't do it with that kind of fastball. It's a bit too far inside. And now, if he's going to throw strikes, it's going to be in a fairly predictable area. Grunberg has a very strong advantage in this one. But instead, he's just going to take a walk. Had plenty of bases empty to give. So, no real damage done just yet, but that does put a base runner on for the Oilers. Grunberg, real smart at-bat there. Last time he got the collar, 0 for 3 in his chances against the Miners. And now, he's going to be followed right up by Henry Novicki, that third baseman. That one's going to be a bit low as well. Ball 1 for this one.
Henry Novicki on the day has a single. He reached second base on that single, couldn't come around to score, struck out swinging in the 5th.
And right now, the real struggle seems to be with Joe Williams. As you see Rando walk up to the mounds, that's going to be 5 straight balls to start his appearance so far today.
Yeah, not what he was looking for, but yeah, I think he can come back around on it.
You definitely can. Once you see that first strike, everything else seems to fall in place. But right now, it seems like whatever he throws, he can't seem to get it anywhere near the black. He just needs to get one to almost knock the rust off. Rando recognized that, had a brief meeting with him, and now he's hoping he can glove the first strike from Williams in this appearance. That one's going to be a fastball delivered nice outside, but just a bit too far outside. Make it 6 straight. Joe Williams gasping for air right now, just hoping to get the first one going, and then I'm sure it'll give him a locked-in mentality. Instead goes for a pickoff, maybe a bit. You don't always have to focus on the strike zone. Sometimes you just need to be able to focus on what's around you. Nice awareness, keeping an eye over at Grunberg now. Williams delivers another pitch. It's another ball. That one a bit low and inside. And now Henry Novicki has seen 7 straight. Odds of him swinging at this next ball are very low, even if it's right in the middle of the zone. And that's exactly where it is. Finally gets his first one of the game. And now Joe Williams can take a deep breath of air.
Yeah, Williams finally gets his first strike over on pitch number 8. Looking around the ABL, like I was saying before we went to break, 5-4 for the Chinooks, 2-3 for the Oilers, 1-5 for the Anchorage Bucks.
That one's Not quite the bounce back he wanted, though. Luckily, already on ball 3, so that's just going to send him to base, only advancing Grunberg to second as well. Rando already demonstrated a nice adeptness for making loose balls turn into pickoff opportunities earlier in the game near first base. They're not going to really pressure him at third anymore.
Yeah, 2 on, none out. Joe Williams needs some kind of out here. He's going to have to get Antonsen out. Antonsen 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded to third. Struck out swinging and walked. Also stole a base. Now it looks like the trainer is going to come out and check on Joe Williams.
There has to be a question of really how much is that tightness still affecting him? If it was enough to keep him out of the contest he was expected to be in before, could it be still affecting him here? Gave him some extra time for recovery, but obviously if his control is this far off, it might be something related to that. They do have another arm warming up in the bullpen currently, one of their many righties.
And Joe Williams is going to stay in this game.
Definitely giving some more time for sure, but it might be a bit of a hurried warm-up over there in the bullpen.
Yeah, for sure. In other games around the ABL tonight, the Anchorage Bucks are actually leading the Anchorage Glacier Pilots to the Battle of Anchorage by a score of 3-1. The Bucks just 1-5 on the year, trying to get their second win. Glacier Pilots at the top of the standings at 5-2.
That only win for the Bucks came against your local Matsu Miners as well, but ever since then it has not been the same story. It's been a bit of a twisted fate for the two teams. As he squares up for a bit to bunt there, gonna have to fall back because that one's gonna be a high ball. And smart move to back out of that bunt.
Hurried warm up down in that pen. Joe Williams just really doesn't have command right now.
He could be looking at handing over bases loaded if he can't find control soon. Still only 1-0 here on this count though. That one's going to be ball 2 on the outside. He's not missing the zone by a lot though. It's not as though he's just all over the place with wild pitches. He just can't seem to get exactly where he wants, trying to paint the outside. That one going to be set straight up. Can Rando track this one down? And he does. He get a tag. Grunberg thought he could make it to third. Smart move by Bermudez to get there just in case he overthrew him. And that's the kind of insight that you love from your shortstop.
Absolutely huge out there for Joe Williams. He had only thrown 1 strike so far. Out of, I believe, 11 total pitches, went 2-0 on Antonsen to get a pop-up, an easy pop-up with no advance. That's exactly what you wanted. One away now, it's going to be John Olmstead.
And we're going to get another march to the mound. He's pointing over at the bullpen, bringing in almost all the infielders for an infield meeting, and it looks like they're going to hurry up that bullpen arm. Williams got the out, made sure to avoid making any more damage and loading the bases, but we're going to see a new arm for the Miners make his way to the mound. And right now, he's going to have a bit of discussion. Looks like they want to try and figure out something with the rest of his team. Possibly discussing a possible double play to get out of this inning as fast as possible. Looks like it may be Evan Floyd. And that's exactly who it is.
Evan Floyd from West Florida coming into the game.
Floyd, last time they played the Oilers was the last time he made his appearance as well in the save opportunity. Gave up that 1 run at the very end, but they did have a 2-run lead, so all they needed was to get the force out. He does throw some serious heat on the mound as well, and right now, that could be exactly what they're looking for. But the best thing he could be giving them is that splitter out of his arsenal. That would be the perfect kind of pitch to set them up for a double play, and it's honestly one of the hardest balls to hit in any pitcher's arsenal.
Evan Floyd on now. He threw a ton of innings this spring at West Florida. See more of a bullpen role. Couldn't get a few starts, but he appeared his first game out of the bullpen. And here he's on with 2 on, 1 out, high leverage situation. Miners still lead by 5, but they got to be careful. Can't allow a bunch of runs to cross and make it a game.
And while Floyd gets the last few as his warm-up pitches in, we want to thank the sponsor of the 2020 Matsu Miner Baseball, Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters and Carpenters Union Local 1281. and the official sponsor of Matsu Miners Travel, Alaska Airlines, as well as the sponsor of the 2021 Matsu Miner Summer Clinic, Alaska USA Federal Credit Union. All of these great groups come together to make this all possible for the team, and none of them could really get it done without it. Floyd now seems like he's ready to put everything behind him and really make this happen, as the Miners could really use some excellent pitching after getting buried by a plethora of balls from Joe Williams. First pitch, fastball delivered right down the zone. Looks like it's going to be flown up. Williams called off by Rother. Smart move there. Rother arguably has the stronger of the two arms. If there was any attempt to tag up, he would have definitely been able to throw them out. But that is going to put him away.
One pitch, one out there for Evan Floyd, about as good as you can get.
It's a total 180 turnaround on the mound. John Olmsted retired real fast. But now Andrew Soika, who honestly might be the most dangerous Oiler with the bat today, only has one hit so far, but when he gets on, he can fly right behind the person in front of him. Soika drills that one right towards Rother. Can't get there. It's going to slip past him. This is going to play at least one, possibly two. Rother throws it in. He's trying for home. Going to be thrown by Williams and thrown out at the plate. What a cutoff. What a throw home. Rando, beautiful job blocking the plate. Only one run scores. Miners get out with minimal damages and still a 4-run lead heading into the bottom of the seventh. We are going to be right back with the Miners holding on, trying to get that run right back for themselves. Make sure to stay tuned in for the bottom of the seventh.
Tomorrow I'm planning my comic.
Back up to the plate after allowing their first score of the game. And it's going to be back at the top of the lineup as well. Tyler Wilson getting ready to lead them off here in the bottom of the seventh.
Yeah, Wilson on the day has reached. He singled in the second, came all the way around to score. Flew out to left in the first, struck out swinging in the fourth. Wilson's fourth at-bat of the day. Same pitcher on, Alec Weigel.
And Weigel did a solid job taking over where Yakinson left off. Hasn't really allowed anything for the Miners since then. 2 zeros posted on the board. Wilson, though, he's going to get this one down and keep the bats hot again. Wilson got those wheels as well, pushing for second, draws him off the bag, and he's going to be safe. Easy. pulling in for an extra base hit.
Yeah, it would have been close. They probably actually would have got him even with a throw, but I don't think that can be recorded down as an error. It would have been a really close play. Regardless, Wilson boards second here to start the 7th. Miners trying to get that run back, and the man to the plate now has not been retired all day. It's Casey Rother coming to the plate, 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, has knocked in 2 runs, and everything he has hit has been hard. I mean, I'm talking 90, 95, 100 mile an hour exit velocity.
And what else would you expect from their biggest hitter?
ABL's biggest hitter, in fact.
He has taken that throne recently, and
He's over
for good
400.
reason.
Over 400 now after today. This is up and in there, 2-0.
Might not even have to swing the bat to get back on. And even when he's base running, he's just as dangerous nearly every time he's put on. He comes back around all the pillows. Big swing there, though. Wanted to do it himself. Crit another RBI as he already has a handful on the game.
Still a really nice day here at Herman Brothers Field. I mean, it's been gorgeous all day. Starting to reach a little bit of descent. We are sitting at 9 o'clock p.m. local time.
Right now, Rother getting ready. Saw the shift. That one's going to bounce away. Wilson's going to get to third. No problem.
Wilson's got such great speed.
Great speed and great awareness. He saw where that ball was going almost immediately. In the second that it bounced outside and back away from the catcher, he had no chance.
Casey Rother's got a 3-1 count now. 1 out, runner on third. If I'm Alec Weigel, I probably would throw a ball here. I would straight up throw a ball outside.
An intentional walk might not be the worst idea, but instead he's going to challenge. That one's going to be lined out. First out goes out loud. Casey Rother sends it right to John Olmsted. Great reflexes on his end. I don't know if too many other people could have got to that one.
I don't believe in jinxes, but that might have been a jinx. He did smoke it though. Another just scorching line drive, just right at Olmsted.
He never goes out quietly. And Nick Sorelli, another one of those batters that doesn't seem to do that very often. Only time Sorelli goes out quietly is if he barely misses the ball on a strike.
0-1 to him now. He's over 3 on the day. Struck out a couple of times.
He really seems to want to bring Wilson home. Big swing there. And it's going to lead to an 0-2. Only 1 out so far. If he could send something deep, that could easily get back that run given up in the previous inning, as that one's going to be on the inside. Too much. Now, a 1-2. Sorelli also came into today one of the 3 players over 300. One, granted, only had 1 at-bat, but a statistic is a statistics, folks.
Yeah, Sorelli is going to take a dip probably after this game, but if he get a hit here, I'm pretty sure he'd be happy with a hit and RBI.
1 for 4 looks a whole lot better. That one's going to be on the outside. Great job by Sorelli to get himself back into this one, taking all of these, not really biting on anything outside the zone as a put-away pitch.
Yeah, he had a 10-pitch walk on Saturday against the Glacier Pilots.
This one's only going to take 6. Went down 0-2, stopped swinging the bat, and got back into this one. Nick Sorelli finds himself at first.
Tyler Rando to the dish now. He still does not have his first minors hit. He's 0 for 2, but he did walk in the first and came around to score in a 2-run single from Mike Ferreira.
Before he gets his chance, we want to bring you a broadcast announcement from the Alaska Highway Safety. The seatbelt is the biggest assist your car can give you. Be a team player, wear your seatbelt, arrive alive. This message is brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office, and just in time. For I was hoping he would get a hit there, so it would be a better delivery, but it wouldn't quite work there, as that one's going to be ball 1.
Yeah, Rando looking for his first hit on the day.
He hasn't heard of dramatic timing.
Yeah. His first game transitioning from the college aluminum bats over to the summer collegiate wood.
This one's going to be popped out. Chance for a foul out, but it looks like it's going to fall harmlessly to the ground, much to the dismay of John Hanley.
1-1 count now. Weigel's still on. No activity in the Oilers bullpen, so it looks like he's in here right now to eat some innings. 4-run lead for the Miners, looking for more, just 1 away in the 7th.
None in for the Miners either. It seems like both sides have the man they want right now, as this one's going to be popped up. That's what you call a can of corn. going to be an easy second out, not the kind they wanted. Trevor Antonsson easily puts that one away. But that brings up Mr. Wally World, Aaron Walters.
Walters, 1 for 2 on the day with a walk, has scored a run as well. Batting from the left side.
And they could really go for hit number 2 right now. That one's taking a bit inside. It looked like it dropped in. Wasn't ready for a full front attack there. He gauges the pitch on the first one. Walters, he was ready. Sorelli anticipated the pickoff there, slid back anyway, but the pitcher never released the ball. Weigel just toying with him, it seems. That one's going to be taken for strike 2.
Walters in a deep hole now, 0-2.
Now, in a pitcher's count as Sorelli takes off.
Big man with the wheels. Pitch fouled away.
Love the aggressiveness, though. Sorelli, he wasn't even looking. As soon as he saw him lift his leg, he was off to the races.
It was honestly a little bit even before that. I think he was still at the set and Sorelli had taken off. He was ready to go. He was going all out for it.
This one's going to drop. Going to be a little light bloop. Not going to get there, though. Going to be an easy 4-3 out. Going to end the inning with no damage done. Make it 3 straight bagels. Alex Weigel taking over this game. And Miners still holding on to a 4-run lead. 2 innings left for them to put this away for their 5th win of the season. Stay tuned to see the Miners back on the mound and Evan Floyd take over this game. Welcome back, Miners fans. 2 innings left as your Miners try to hold on for another win here. Up 4, Evan Floyd's going to get another chance here on the mound. As I had said before, he sports a pretty simplistic 3-pitch arsenal. But I say simplistic, it's very hard to get anybody with a solid splitter and get anything off of them. Plays for University of West Florida, and right now, all I care about is that camo Miners uniform he's wearing, as he gets strike 1 there to even up the count. Floyd so far this year only had that 1 inning he's pitched. Did get the eventual win over for the Miners, didn't get the win on his record, but he was the one that secured it in the books. So that one's going to fly outside for ball 2.
2-1 here on Dylan Ditzenberger. A couple of strikeouts and a single in the 6th.
And honestly, you can thank this Miners pitching staff for a majority of the wins they have on their ledger so far this year, as they've been truly dominant until today. In that first game we saw, the Miners hitting has definitely been more of the lesser aspect, as they've been held off the board, or held their opponents off the board for 2 straight wins in their doubleheader. And it's made it really difficult for anybody else. That one's going to be another strike, as that one's going to be taken looking. gonna be a long walk back to the bench for Dylan Ditzenberger as he didn't quite agree with that one. Gonna have to ponder that on the bench.
It's going to bring up John Hanley, 1 for 3 day. Singled in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth, flew out to center in the sixth. Fourth at bat, Hanley came into the game 3 for 14, good for a 214 average on the year. No homers or RBIs, walked a couple of times.
Seems like he's been solid all around the ABL, just not against the minors. Had an 0 for 4 last time they played as well. Only got that sac fly, but 1 strikeout as well. That was going to be another strike taken on the inside. 1-1 now. Floyd seems to really be spreading all around the black with these pitches. He doesn't seem to stay in one spot.
He doesn't like staying in the middle, which is good. Very good. Paint the corners as much as you can.
This one's going to be down low, but can't resist on that one. How about 2 for 2? And that one's actually going to be an 0-2 count on my bad. You never go by the board here at Herman Brothers. Always go by Uriah kids. But now Evan Floyd. Chance to punch out the side here. Only man standing between him and that goal is going to be Bryce Marsh. Marsh is going to get a first lick on the first pitch. Going to bounce up on Williams, and it's going to go right off his arm. Looked like he was going to have a chance to do it easily, but just took an unruly bounce. Nothing you can really do in that spot.
Yeah, that's probably going to go down as an error on Jordan Williams, but that's a lot tougher than it looks.
I think the person that records it as an error should go out there and try it themselves. But now they're going to get another pinch hitter. If you like pinch hitters, you came to the right place. Because that's exactly what we got for you here. Going to be Tyler Using coming back up. Or actually, correction, Tanner Using. Initially had some confusion with that one as well, because trying to pull up stats on Tyler Using, you're not going to find a single person. And this is going to be Tanner Using, number 20,
So
for
a pinch
the
hitter
Oilers.
into the lineup for Rosema.
And Rosema's really seemed to struggle at the plate. So no real surprise in this one. Also went 0 for 2 in their last meeting. This one's going to get past Rando, and Marsh is just going to get a easy stroll into second plate. But there's still 2 outs in this inning and 2 strikes in this specific count. Floyd holding on to a chance to strike out 3 in the inning, just delayed 1. And with no real movement in the bullpens, it looks like this might be his game to finish as well, as he gets a swinging strikeout that time. Put 3 on his name there. Floyd's trying to make it go even further, work into some more minutes for this squad. The Miners get through another inning, posting another 0 on the board for their opponents. Heading into the bottom of the 8th, they're trying to slam the door on this one. 5-1, heading into the bottom of the 8th. Be sure to stay tuned to see that. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field as we want to take a minute to thank our Day at the Park sponsor, the Northern Industrial Training Military Appreciation. First pitch today was thrown out by General Sachs of the Air Force in the national anthem, sang by Joe Myers. Just really nice to really give them a time to sit back and appreciate what a lot of them sacrificed for. It seems like they're going to take some extra time to prepare before this one, as there's still a bit of conversation going on between the third base lineman and the skipper for the Oilers, as Casey Sherman's just trying to take a spot over there at third base right now for the Miners.
Oilers, I believe that's their manager down there. Oilers manager down there, still with an extended conversation. Now he's going to go back to his own dugout. The Oilers now all back in the dugout, and we'll begin play here to start the bottom of the eighth. It's going to be Mike Ferreira to the plate.
Ferreira just got a little extended wait time there.
Ferreira got his first hit of the year earlier for the Miners. Broke off the Schneib with a 2-run single.
And what a time to get it.
Miners just 3 outs away here as they work in the bottom of the eighth. Some activity down in the Miners bullpen as well. It looks like a right-hander throwing.
Maybe giving some relief to Floyd, surprising after the performance he put up in the last inning, is that one's also going to be a strike.
Maybe just trying to make sure his arm isn't going too far, because like I said earlier, he threw a ton of innings for West Florida, and the last thing they'd want is him to get injured this summer up here, as it goes 2-1 now in the count. But it looks like Alex Majors, the right-hander from Texas A&M, who already has a win and a save on the year, is warming up in the bullpen.
Ferreira's going to knock this one down, but it's not going to stay fair for long. And on the opposite end of the spectrum of Floyd wearing out his arm, there's Alex Majors, who, as we've already talked about that man's rubber arm before, but he seems like he can bounce back in a day's time.
Mm-hmm.
And that one seems like it was a bit inside, nearly on the elbows of Ferreira, but it's going to be taking a strike 3 looking, and that's going to be your first out in the bottom of the eighth here.
Ferreira's second strikeout of the day.
Your third baseman, number 28, Jared.
Still Alec Weigel working out there. He's provided some good, I guess you could say, continuity from the bullpen. Obviously, down 5-1 in the game. Yakinich got charged with all 5 of those runs.
Hey, if Weigel had started this game, it might not be the same situation right now.
Instead, Weigel working out of the bullpen. Weigel, Cal Baptist product.
That's going to be a nice shot, but it's not going to stay in the field for long. It's just going to be put away almost instantly. A lot of hang time as that one gave Owen Christie plenty of time to run over,
Second baseman, number 2,
just shoo off his teammate.
Williams.
Now Jordan Williams going to come back up to the plate. 2 hits already in the game, but a nice welcome parade for him, as he's already been around the bases once as well.
Jordan Williams, 2 for 3. Scored a run.
All going to be taken low. It's going to be strike 1.
David Bermudez would be next.
Strike 2. Favoring that outside. Seems like Williams does not want to swing out there yet, but not left with the option anymore. Facing an 0-2 count now. Here's strike 3. Did I call it?
Somewhat, yeah, he went reaching on that one.
He got into a bit of a defensive stance there. Tried a bit too much to swing his way out of it. And that's going to go 1-2-3 for the Miners. Sending him to the top of the ninth. 3 outs away from win number 5. The Miners just got to put it together. And it looks like they're going to hand it over to Alex Majors to make it happen. We'll be right back with what is hopefully the last 3 outs of a Miners win. welcome back to what is hopefully the final frame of action, Miner fans, as we see one of the more seasoned Miners on the mound, Alex Majors. Majors already has 5 innings put to his name and only 1 hit allowed in all of those innings. 0 runs to go with that as well. He seems to be fairly consistent, and ever since he joined in on this club, given the option to pitch those 4 innings in the first Miners win, he seems like he's really been one of their most reliable closers. They're going to be turning to him for another one here.
Majors has always looked good, especially when he can locate that breaking ball, and he's been able to do that for the most part this year. 5 innings pitched, 4 walks to his tally, but he's also struck out 6, hasn't allowed a run.
Also seems maybe pretty humble. Last time we interviewed him after his first win, he said he was surprised he had so much control on his slider, but when he does, he gets strikes after strikes after strikes.
It's that sidearm whiplash release. Ben Grunberg to the plate, pinch hit in the 7th and scored on a walk.
And there's
Or he
another
walked
one.
and scored. 1 and 2 there, getting that slider over.
Similar to a Seahorse slider where he likes to push it outside the zone and let it fly back in from the side. He gets another swing there. Alex Majors making light work of the first batter, putting him away instantly. Dylan Ditzenberger, on that one. It was going to be Ben Grunberg, their pinch hitter from earlier.
Now batting third baseman number 6, Henry Novicki.
Now they got Henry Novicki coming back into this one, hoping that he will not be strikeout victim number 2. And he's not going to strike out for sure. And instead, he's going to get a deep hit. He's going to be rolling down into second. Ferreira can't quite get there in time. He was not about to waste any time dealing with that slider, as he just ripped the first shot down the left field line.
Henry Novicki's been arguably the best player in the lineup so far today for the Oilers. 2 for 3, single, double. Also got hit by a pitch. He was actually the runner thrown out at the plate on that throw from Rother, relayed by Jordan Williams to the plate. Now it's going to turn things over the back to the top of the order. It's the leadoff hitter, Antonsen.
And that thrown out the plate might be his only real questionable decision in this game. Novicki has been reliable. And the Oilers, if you look at just the hit totals, they look like they should be in this game, as there's going to be another one dropping down. Novicki going to stay at third this time, waving him off, guaranteeing, you're not going home again, son. We're not risking that one.
So 2 first pitch swinging hits. That hard hit ball down the left field line for a double. That ball was hit especially hard. Had a decent amount of speed on it back up the middle, and it's 1st and 3rd. So I guess the name of the game right now for the Oilers is to swing at the first pitch. And all of a sudden, tying run sits in the on-deck circle.
Yes, it does. Runs the risk you run when you have only a 2-ball arsenal. Really, there's that fastball delivered right down the middle. Wasn't going to lead off with a slider this time and let them all see his off-speed pitch. Now he's in control, 0-1. You gotta love a batter taking you 0-1. Now you're ahead in the count, 0-2. And you can go low, high, slider, fastball, high, cheese. Whatever you want to give him. Alex Majors, it is your show. Majors looking to make it a 3-pitch strikeout here. Gets him to swing on the slider, chips it up. That one's going to fall into Wilson's glove. Smart throw over to second, knowing that Novicki crosses the plate, making it a 5-2 game now. 3-run lead trimmed down.
Now batting right fielder number 22, Andrew Soika.
Brings up Andrew Soika, another one of those players. Struggled so far on the day besides his... No, did not struggle, actually. I'm thinking of the batter right behind him. Soika's been 2 for 4 on the day. Single and a double. Honestly, similar to Novicki, and a chance to make it an even better day. That slider just slithered it right back into the zone.
Majors' first run allowed this entire year. They did get to him. Same number of hits for both teams now, 9.
That one's going to be low. Nice job to grab that one out of the dirt by Rando.
1-1 here on the right fielder, Andrew Soika. Soika with a couple of hits today. Also drove in the Oilers' only run.
until that last one, and looking to do the same here. It's going to go to Tyler Wilson, though. Takes a bit of a hop, puts the game away in his glove, and that's going to be another win for the Miners against the Oilers, moving their record to 5-3 on the season. Miners needed that bounce back win as they're getting ready for another game tomorrow. And right now, they're getting ready to take on the Chinooks tomorrow. Got a big win, added a lot of new talent, and it seems like they're fitting in just fine with their new teammates. Doesn't matter how long they've been on ground here in Alaska. But right now, I'm happy to sign off with another Miners win. As always, I'm Sean Neef alongside my partner Reese Lannon. It's been a pleasure to broadcast this game for you. Thank you for your patience and time, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow.